My favorite part of this house is that everything about it draws you outside. We really wanted to have a home that created that seamless transition between inside and outside, and with young kids who easily get stuck in front of devices and screens, we wanted us to be pulled outside as a family into our garden, into the play area, into the California room for meals. And the way that everything was done really has done that effectively.
As designers, we interview our clients and we really want to hear about how they're going to use the space. The overall design aesthetic for the home was really actually stemming from a photo that the clients came to us with early on in the design phase. They saw this sort of modern Mediterranean Spanish Revival style home that they shared with Mike and I, and we sort of took that and ran with it.
As a family, we like to be cozy, and yet this is a sizable house. It's a little over 5,000 square feet. So we've focused very strongly on creating spaces. So we've worked really hard with Mike and Jacqueline to create a living room area that can be enclosed and can feel really cozy and be very functional, and yet flow directly from the kitchen. But then, you know, we've built an outdoor space that attaches directly to it with a very open connection that when the time is right, we open it up and we can move outside.
In our living room, we have a whole record display, and that was born from a Christmas that Brendan and I both gave each other the same turntable, and wanting to really dive into our love of music and the authentic sound of vinyl. And in sharing that story, Mike was able to build this entire concept for our bookcase that was just very unique to us and this love of music, and something that was totally unexpected, so that was really fun.
In selecting all of our materials for this project, one of the important pieces was outside in the California room. Even though we did construct a full roof, it is exposed to the elements, so we do need to take that into consideration when selecting our materials for outdoors.
We've incorporated very contemporary looking folding door systems to incorporate indoor-outdoor spaces. You look behind me with these beautiful custom metal screens. We fabricated those to some specific designs that we found. We made them out of cut steel, and then we powder coated them so they would last a long time, the outdoor elements, and yet give a sense of privacy as well as design style to the area behind us.
We like to entertain. And we very much understand that you'll always find us in the kitchen at parties. So having a functional island that facilitated cooking as well as hosting, still had the ability to navigate it without doing 20,000 steps a day, was very important to us.
We wanted to create better flow of space and more open environment. So using the kitchen is a good example. We demolished some adjacent areas and moved some doorways and created a pantry, and also created some better sight lines. So when the family's in the kitchen, they can be in full view of everything adjacent. And as the kids are growing up, they can do homework in there, they can entertain in there, and they would just have a wonderful flow from room to room.
One of the design challenges that we faced in design were a differing of opinions of both parties. So one person sort of leaned more towards the traditional aesthetic and the other definitely leaned more towards the modern. So one of the things that Mike and I did was try to bridge that gap. So we suggested materials and finishes and design solutions that would sort of, make everybody happy. Their pool house We really wanted to create a space for the husband to be able to kind of go and hang out and do his work out there and sort of have a specific space for him. We also wanted it to double as a guest room. In design build, we're able to really customize our dimensions and our materials to really properly suit the client and their needs for the use of their space.
We definitely both started experiencing some decision fatigue, and so it was important that we were working with Mike and Jacqueline and really trusted them, so that when we no longer really knew what was going to be the right choice, that we could decide, let them tell us their advice and we could trust it wholeheartedly.
I think what was most interesting and beneficial about the whole process of having an integrated design team alongside the engineering team, alongside project management, was the fact that we could interplay between all of those disciplines at the same time. And a project of this kind of complexity, surprises happen, things happen. No matter how good any team is, things come up. And it was useful to have all of those disciplines in one place that we could actually effectively problem solve and effectively troubleshoot, and make sure at the end of the day we didn't just have a beautiful space, but one that actually worked.
I think that the fact that we were able to have a lot of fun and also have a lot of really important, efficient conversations, and have a team that could hear our concerns and respond to them effectively was really important and made it a success.
There's a lot of good construction companies out there. We interviewed heavily before we selected Sea Pointe. The reasons that we selected Sea Pointe for this project were the fact that there was an integrated solution available, architecture, engineering, design, all in one home. I've worked in a customer service industry for 20 years. I know what it is to deal with clients. I know what it is to deal with trouble when clients have trouble. What I have actually found to be the most positive component of this experience has been the communication. Because on a project of this size and complexity, trouble is going to happen. Surprises happen, as much as we hate them. What's important in that circumstance is the ability to communicate effectively, to troubleshoot as a team, and to make sure that everybody comes away fairly treated and feeling fairly treated. And I can honestly say at the end of this experience, that's how I feel. So for me, that component of things has been Sea Pointe's strongest suit. Technically very good, very professional. Everybody who has worked on the project has been great. But it was the communication and the ability to actually deal with concerns and deal with trouble when it arose, as it inevitably does. We made this space to be a home. We made this space to be a place where people would want to come and spend time. It's already started. We've only been here a few weeks, but we've had a constant stream of people through here, and everybody loves to spend time here, and that's what we want. We wanted to be a home for our kids and for us, and we wanted everybody to come to us.